giant trevally. I've personally been lucky enough to chase after GT all over the globe, and now we are presented with the opportunity to do so in a place I know little about. Hooking a GT is an unforgettable experience, unlike any bite I've ever encountered. In a few hours, we embark on a 12-day mission to the Red Sea. We thank you for watching this series, and we will see you guys in Sudan. As always, keep fishing, never stop. The whole rigging process for this fly game when chasing after these GTs is like absolutely mental. I've never seen rigging done this tediously. Brent and David, two of the main guides on this boat right now, who are primarily fly fishermen, are kind of going through the motions as the best they can to kind of teach me all the knots and show me how this is done. You have to make sure, it's imperative that your gear, your knots, your hooks, everything is to a fine point. Otherwise you're gonna snap up on these fish, you're gonna lose them, they're gonna pop the hook. It's disgusting. How long have you been guiding for GT?
4 years now. Seen reels melt, lines snap, you know, guys get pulled off of the actual bombies because their drags are locked and they pull the guys into the water. So anything can happen out there. It's amazing. It's gonna be good, man.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. So first and foremost, huge shout out to David and Brent for showing someone like myself how this is done. First time I ever seen a GT my entire life get caught was in that Cosmolito film, and that was on the fly. And ever since then, I've made it a lifelong goal to catch these fish on the fly because, you know, they're already very difficult on gear, on spinning. When you use something that is meant, you know, primarily to fish for trout and salmon, and you put it up against a fish that is as crazy as a giant trevally, it becomes like next level.
Yeah. Ready? Let's crush. Oh, let's go.
Yeah. You must be blinded by the lights. We came to shine here. Watch it look daytime in the night. Bring the vibes here. We full of life, you keep the change, keep the change. They hate and say we went and changed. I stay the same. You must be blinded by the lights. You must be blinded by the lights, lights. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Here we go, it's game time. We're on the flats, man. This is so weird. It's a massive land in the middle of the Red Sea. And this draws in some insane life. We can catch literally anything from GT to triggerfish. This is especially daunting because we're using fly gear. And Brett's never been here before, and I also have never been here before, so there goes our ride.
See ya. We're gonna take it slow, set up, and then just obviously the water's very clean and the water's very flat. So we're gonna walk super slowly around, see what fish we can find. Okay. Just target at things as they come. Gotcha. Yeah, there's no pushing tide, so obviously we just hunt triggers and
right, we got to keep moving
and we just keep walking.
Cool.
Yeah, so basically what you do in Sudan on the flats is you just roam and hunt fish as they come. You're basically going to spot the fish, see which way the head is, position,
lead them,
cast the fly about a meter in front of them. Let the fly sink to the bottom.
You're trying to hit their path.
Yes, exactly. So then they'll be hunting, you move the fly and they'll often come right up and chase onto it. Like, whoop.
Yeah.
And the line tightens and you can set on them. Okay. But it's always a strip set.
I think I've strip set once in my entire life, so this should be awesome. Yeah.
Well, it's gonna be fantastic.
I'm gonna do one of these. I'm excited for you guys to witness something that probably has not been filmed too much on YouTube. That being going to these practically untouched ecosystems and fishing them for, you know, like I said, a little bit of everything and doing it on the fly. Oh, it's pinnacle, bro.
Trigger right here.
On the shore. On the shore, yeah. I see him. He's feeding, eh?
Yeah, he's feeding hard. So what you yeah, so you're gonna cast this is his left.
Onto the okay.
It's facing now, it's facing towards us now, change right. So just get it a nice meter a little bit away from it.
Okay.
Okay, just get him. That's it. Let it sink. Let it sink. Okay, step slowly. Okay, he's coming.
Yeah.
Go slowly, just keep it slow. Keep the contact. There he's on it. Keep the contact. Feel the fish, feel the fish. That's it, feel the fish. He's on it, keep going. He wants it. He wants it. I'll just see now. How cool is that, eh?
Yeah, so sick. Holy, how shallow they get, it's nuts.
Yeah, so they will chase, they will eat. He probably ate your fly there.
Yeah. So so I just need to keep stripping
So you
because all
want to
that
keep
slack.
that contact,
I got
get
you.
that flat out.
I got
Because you need to feel what he's doing with his teeth.
Very horrible. Where?
Oh, yes.
Way up. Is that a? Oh, that's sick.
That one's ready.
That's sick.
Yeah. What I suggest is you get in the water here slowly. I'm going to just talk you through it.
Say one.
Lovely cross. That's it, let it sink, let it sink. Okay, quick slowly. You might rush onto it. Yeah. So he hasn't seen it yet. Pick it up. Okay, put it just on his right hand side. Kind of get it in the shallow, get it in the thing. That's it. Okay, just a bit slowly off the sand. You might face away.
Yeah, here.
Just hold that.
I'm pretty far away.
Okay, pick up, drop. Get in the thing.
Oh my god. I'm right now.
Okay, put another cart onto the shore and let it pull it towards him. He's going to come towards him. Okay, that's it. Let it. Slowly, slowly. There he comes. Slowly. Slowly. There he is. There we go. Okay, slowly. Slowly. Stay on it. Let it tighten up. Let it tighten. Okay, walk.
I have no fly line. He saw me.
He's next to you, huh?
What a f***ing mess that was.
Crazy, huh?
You got no fly line?
Walk back. Yeah.
Slow.
Yeah. Let me. Oh, there's one right there.
Oh, they
Let me just get a few casts in real quick.
Yeah.
I need to warm up or something.
You're good. You got time.
You did everything right there. He just didn't see the fly the first couple of times.
Okay. Oh,
It's a garf.
gar. Yeah. No, it's something different.
What is it?
What is that? No, it looks like a little little amberjack, like a little, not an amberjack, but like in the jack family.
Oh, it's the orange spot trevally.
Oh, trevally.
Yeah, a little orange spot.
One little orange spot. That's cool. Come here.
Good job, man. Just watch the scoots on you.
Yeah. I get sharp shoot. That line. You. Nice. Oh my god. Choked it. Oh, I've caught those before.
Yeah.
In Mozambique.
Nice.
Funny.
Hiya. Keep that contact as best as you can. There you go. Oh!
Right there. Yeah. Look at that. That's insane. That up real good. That was at least some really cool footage, man. That was a titan. Ah! Oh my god, that was so sick though. Oh! Oh! I think I've met my match this whole trip. You would have thought it would have been the GTs, but little triggerfish on flats. Very frustrating. Maybe for myself, just being a very dusty fly angler and then chasing after a fish that has basically bone for mouth and the attitude of a salty third grader. Well, all I gotta say is huge shout out to Brent for being extremely patient. I may have been humbled by the triggies. We're now gonna go after a much harder fish, that being a giant trevally on the fly. We're moving to a little bit deeper, bigger water, more drop-offs, areas where these bigger fish are hanging out, blue trevally, snapper, and then also GTs, giants. So yeah, we scrapped that because the light wasn't so good. We will go back to the triggers eventually throughout this trip, but as of now, we had to cut our losses before I went absolutely f***ing mental.
Okay, now bang it. And I'll do that, and then you strip it in, okay?
Something little. What was it? Oh, I got him. No jail spot. Yeah. Quick release, eh? Good job. Alright, go again. Oh man, talk about humble pie. Triggers, man, totally underestimated them. GTs, it really just wasn't their day, but still got absolutely torched by the waves today. Messed up my ankles, messed up my shins and my knees. It's part of the game though. I think it's easy to celebrate your successes and your victories, but you also gotta celebrate your failures too. You gotta learn from them. You gotta figure out what you did wrong, and today I can definitely pinpoint some areas where I need improving. But you gotta get beat down, man. There's just like something good about getting just destroyed, rocked by the fish, snapping off, breaking lures, and then coming up from that. That really is the big triumph. If you go out there on day number 1, day number 2, catch a 60K GT, a giant triggerfish, and a load of other species, it's no fun. Like, what's the story? What are you chasing after that? So, you know, while I'm super pissed that I didn't get a trigger today and we didn't get any GTs on the fly, only one way to go, and that's up from here. So I'm gonna dry off because I'm soaked in the salt. And we're gonna grab some grub and reminisce and game plan for tomorrow, because each day, here's the cool thing about this, each day we travel to a new island, a new atoll. What you guys saw today, we're not even gonna touch. We're gonna move to the next spot, fish that, new waters, new species. It's pretty epic. This trip is truly unique, and I just can't wait to keep plugging along. We got so much more time. I'm like in my head right now. I'm like, what could I have done right? But you know, it's just one of those days, man. Only up from here. You ready? Let's do it. Oh, new start and a new day. Day number 3 here in Sudan. I'm gonna try not to do this every episode, but I want to kind of keep everything in chronological order to the best of my ability. This is part 2 of the video that we filmed yesterday. I don't really know how we're gonna edit this, but it was a bit of a struggle. Even though we're in like a really remote, untouched area where fishing should seemingly be very easy, I had a bit of a difficult day yesterday chasing after a fish that I've never targeted before, that being the triggerfish. Very elusive, very pretty fish. I've now made it my personal goal after yesterday to make it happen, but I can't think about my mistakes yesterday. I gotta move forward, and I gotta figure out how I'm going to catch fish today, whether it be a trigger, a GT, or anything else that lurks in the Red Sea. Something that came to my attention yesterday while we were fly fishing the flats is that there was a lot of life in the turtle grass, in the shallow sandy areas. And I was thinking to myself, how can I capitalize on this and try to catch some of these fish that are pretty much unknown? I have no idea what they are. So, luckily, I managed to bring some small gear as well, along with my big GT poppers. What you see here is a myriad of little tiny lures, most of which were sent to me by Ketchco. I was thinking today would be kind of a cool opportunity to not only take a shot at some big fish, but dabble with some multi-species and some smaller guys as well. One lure that I'm super keen on throwing today is a bait that I've thrown a lot for largemouth, but I've never thrown for saltwater species, that being this little tiny baby bullshad. This is a bait designed by Ketchco, and I've used it a ton for largemouth, but I don't know how it's going to work for saltwater fish in the Red Sea, and this is the first time this lure would ever touch these waters, so I'm very curious. I've actually switched out the back hook to something a little bit more beefier, and that is saltwater ready. Of course, also we've got the Ketchco Guggen Squad Scout. Primarily, most of the fish in the Red Sea, I would have to guess, are predators, so anything that looks like a minnow or bait fish is gonna get chomped on. But damn, yeah, I've been up since 4, just racking my head as to what I want to go after today. GTs are definitely on the menu, but every day is something new, whether it be triggers or some other fish that I have yet to discover. There we go. There we go. Oh, so sick, man. So sick. Emperor? Yeah. No way. Oh, that's a cool fish, man. Oh, mangrove? No way. That's really cool, man. Little mangrove. That's one of my bigger ones. Yeah, yeah. Oh, so sick, man. Yeah. Cool fish. Check that out. He's super like pale. Usually these guys are pretty red when they're in like estuaries and more fresher water. But I guess you can find them here in Sudan. So cool, switching up gears, throwing little baits now for hungry little fish. It's fun to go back and forth. Big, then little, then back to big. Awesome, man. Just ate that little tiny lure. Cool. Okay. There we go. Back he goes. See you later. Thanks, man. That was fun. Oh, yeah. Might be a houndfish. Yeah. Emperor. Sweet. Little emperor. Hello, guy. How's it? How's it? How's it? How's it? Oh, that was so crazy. Barracuda. That was cool. Little cuda. Took a rod right out of my hand. Look at this little guy. Ah! See you. There he goes. Oh, that was so cool. Oh yeah, that's a sick fish. That's a sick fish. What is this? What the f is this? Holy sh, dude. I have no idea what this is, but he is so black. Look at this thing. Oh my goodness. That has got to be one of the coolest fish I've ever caught. Ah, oh, that's in. That's in. We're gonna have to do the line trick. I'm gonna need you to put down the camera for a second. That's in. That's in. Got him off. Show him to the camera real quick. This is the fish that put a finger in my, or a hook in my finger. Now put him back. Little fish put the hook in my hand. I gotta take this out.
Oh,
oh, we're good. We're good.
but it's barbless?
Should be. Oh, that's true. Yeah, it's barbless, eh? Oh yeah. Comes right out. Totally forgot we're using barbless hooks in Sudan. I'm like, I gotta go to the boat, grab some braid, rip this thing out. I mean, I've done it before. It's just not fun. Hopefully you guys got a cool glimpse of that fish. It was completely jet black. I was a little salty in the moment just because I had a hook in my finger. Why didn't we think of that? Did you not realize it? I literally just pulled it right out. We're good though. All is well.
Just paddle, Nicola.
You need help? You want me to help you?
Yeah, John can get in and paddle too.
Nicola's a bit of a legend. We were trying to be stealthy to cross the channel so we could throw the little popper for any sort of tiny GT or blue trevally, but didn't work out. Tons of current here, man. Just sucking.
Yeah, that's why I want to fish that point with a small popper.
Yeah. There's not a whole lot of like tide action in the Red Sea. It's like a 3-day cycle, right? Little tide in the Red Sea, so any sort of current you can find is like huge, and this channel is funneling a bunch of current. That's why we stopped to throw the little baits.
Mettilo giusto, cazzo di macchina, porco Dio.
We're gonna try to throw little poppers for some small stuff. Downsizing's fun, you know, using like a 7-foot like medium action bass rod on a GT, like a little GT. That's mental. It's insane. Oh, bunch of bluefin. Holy shit. Oh my god, there's a bunch of little bluefin right behind it. Oh, that was cool. Oh, that was really sick. Oh, there we go. Yep. That was so sick. Unreal, man. Oh, what is that? Oh, it's an orange spot. It's so cool, man. Oh, fucking cool. Oh, so cool. Or is that a golden? No, yeah, that's an orange spot. Orange spot trevally. Sweet, eh? You win. Didn't get a really nice shot of that fish, but it was a nice little yellow spot. Really cool little trevally type fish. They don't fight as hard as the blues and the GTs, but still equally as cool. Crushed it on the 7-foot rod. Let's see if we can get another whole pack of them there. Two big busts. Yeah. Right there. Oh, right there. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh god!
I don't know if it was.
It's a GT. Oh my god! He just got eaten.